everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's chat. We're trying again. This is Ginger's chat show, and I hope that you guys come online soon. Sorry about Wednesday. I think what happened was that HP was in the middle of updating all its software that run this, including the drivers and everything. And that's why the camera and the mic portion wasn't working. Uh, um, so, uh, I hope that it doesn't happen again. But just make sure your computer is updated, the software updated, your antivirus is updated, and everything's very important because there's hackers, bots, and kind of black hat people, if you will. Black hat I refer to as bad guys, and white hat is good guys. So be sure to check that. Hi, Nancy. Hey, I understand Wisconsin received a tornado yesterday. It was near Evansville, and I was watching a stream, See the Storm stream by Vince Watley. Name is spelled differently. We're not related, but he's spelled differently. His house came very close to being hit by a tornado. I mean, really close. You could see it. It was on the screen and everything. So when you get a chance, go watch seethestorm.com. It's on YouTube. And watch that footage. The tornado was southeast. Well, it's in Evansville is where he lives. And it's his home territory. But there were a number of homes damaged, and there were a lot of trees thrown around. There was way south of you. Okay, yeah, they said that they do get sometimes tornado warnings, but they've been said there's been like well, as you said, first time in a long time. And first it was going to be just thunderstorms and just be stormy and everything. And he was in the process of testing out his new vehicle. Yeah, yeah. Testing out his new vehicle, his new 2020, his new Tahoe, Chevy Tahoe. They use it for storm chasing, and it did pretty well. He said the only thing it would need is to have the brakes updated. But he was terrified. He was so afraid his house was going to get hit. The house, he lives on a farm, and he didn't want his wife to go to the basement or anything else. He wanted them to go to the next door neighbors. And the next door neighbors, well, they have a basement. They don't have, storm shelters. So I might suggest to him that he should build a storm cellar. Outside the house. Storm cellar that way. And if he doesn't want them to be in the basement. Normally they stay in the basement's the safest. Because some people take their basements and some space and they turn it into storm cellars that way, so it's very secure and very, proof and everything. So, they say now closets and bathtubs are not safe anymore. But each one varies on that. There is a debate and argument over that. But thank goodness I don't live in tornado country. I live in earthquake country. Earthquake you can't really run from. You just get under a sturdy table, hang on, and pray. That's all you can do, and just hope everything rides it out and there's little or no damage. Except here in my building, I live on the third floor, and so I just hope the old girl holds up. I really do. So anyway, for the news today, the Supreme Court did hear the case yesterday regarding Trump remaining off, I repeat, off the Colorado ballot case, and he is deemed to stay off the case because he did commit insurrection. So he is disqualified from that. And they voted, what was it? 5-2 or 5-3 or something like that. Anyway, they voted and say, hey, yeah, he needs to stay off the ballot. And so they're leaving it up to states and said, yes, it's per the Constitution. Because each state is required to hold their own, required to follow the federal election rules, Federal Election Commission, and how it's set up and everything. And Trump did, he did do it. So he lost that case. And the other one is that, there was on an appeals court, I forgot which what number the appeals court is. I think it's in New York. I forgot what the appeals number is in New York, in that particular area. Trump does not have immunity. He is a private citizen, and he is subject to the same laws just like everybody else, and he's not treated any different. So he doesn't have any immunity. And of course, you've been hearing about all his antics and everything that's going on, what he's trying to do. And now, get this. Just today, Jack Smith had made an appeal to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to get Judge Eileen Cannon removed from the bench. She committed a grievous crime, that's what I call it, grievous crime, and endangering those that are involved in the various cases around Trump and similar cases to Trump. She wanted the redacted information exposed to the public so Trump could get a hold of that information. Hi, Carol. Long time no see. So he said, no, that is against federal law when you do that. And he said, well, fine. Well, I'm going to appeal to the 11th Circuit and see what they say. Well, you know full well the 11th Circuit has run roughshod over her before on her rulings and everything regarding Trump, regarding the separate cases. And I'm sure by now, when they see this, they will go, yeah, we need a judge in there that has experience handling separate cases, and reverse all her rulings and remove her from the bench. Matter of fact, I think the woman needs to lose her law license altogether. She needs to be kicked out of the courts. She's very incompetent. She doesn't learn. She doesn't listen. And you know full well that she's a Trump supporter. And like Trump, it sounds like to me that she doesn't want to learn how everything works. And separate cases are a total different animal when it to handling criminal cases like that. Totally different animal. And it's not like your like your murders and your fraud and your embezzlement and assault, things like that. That's totally different. So she needs to be removed. And I agree, Nancy, she does. She needs to be given the boot. And I hope it happened today, and I hope it happens soon. And I hope they get a judge in there that can say, okay, I'm striking all her orders, I'm starting over, and this is what's going to happen. Trump is not going to be treated any different. He's going to be treated like any other person who's committed separate cases or document theft cases for national security, like any other um, person who had committed treason, and ultimately the trial will go on as scheduled. So, I'm sorry, I'm fighting allergies. Being to be that season again, right? Um, so I hope they get a real, true law and order judge in there, down in Florida, or have the case. I know the crime was committed in Florida, but it's a federal case. Okay, it's a federal thing. You know what? They should move that federal, transfer that federal case to Washington D.C. and have them handle it. Okay. Um, so well, there. I've learned this through Midas Touch, and I don't know if you ever watched them. They're very, very good. They walk you through step by step of how cases work and what the procedures are and everything else. It doesn't hurt to learn these things, you know. Um, it kind of gives me a oh, what do you call it? Review what I learned in criminal law school, or not law school, but criminal justice school. Um, so I mean, the laws are put there for a reason. People committed it so often, it got to the point where the population demanded, say, hey, we need to fix this. Um, oh, another thing that I'm going to talk, next thing I'm going to talk about is Super Bowl. Who are you guys rooting for? For Super Bowl Sunday, who do you think's going to win? I say the Chiefs. I don't like the 49ers very well because they have a tendency to cheat. And they kind of remind me of the Patriots. Um, so we'll find out who wins. Um, and of course, all this Loki's having his zoomies. Now the other thing is that really kind of irks me is there are all this uh, conservative, you know, the radical conservatives and the MAGAs and everything so upset about Taylor Swift. Yeah, I'm with you there, Nancy. Yeah. And I have a friend, a church friend, who is from Missouri, and she's rooting for the Chiefs. She's also a Seahawk fan, like I am. But I'm rooting for the Chiefs. And even the Seahawks are going to root for the Chiefs because the 49ers always been a rival to Seattle. So, um, 49ers I have a lot of problems with because of their sports demeanor, if you will, you know. Um, so I say the Chiefs. So go Chiefs. Hope you beat them. Hope you make it where you just shut them out. Shut them down. Now, when I was talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, so what? Those two are in love. They're good friends, and they're encouraging each other in their respective careers. And so what? I mean, what business is that of people? Okay, why are they so upset about that? And then with uh, Taylor Swift telling people to vote, I tell people to vote all the time. That is your ultimate requirement as a citizen is to vote. Okay, which reminds me, I gotta vote for my uh, school levy. I gotta turn that in, which I'm gonna do today. Um, so, you know, the GOP has already lost because of their stupidity, because of they glom onto this one idiotic guy. We all know who he is. Um, and they need to stand up to people that break the laws. They need to stand up to people and use common sense. And the GOP, if they don't want to govern, then they have no business being in Congress. They have no business holding office ever. Okay. Um, those that want to do public service and want to get things done and want to get things, you know, make things better for everybody because everybody benefits from it. Even they do. They benefit from it. So I can't understand why the GOP refuses to do the work. I don't know what their problem is. And the MAGAs need to be kicked out of Congress. Period. Okay. And there should be a vetting system for both parties on their candidates. Do background checks, everything else, and say, you know, because business companies do it. They do background checks on all prospective employees, right? So why can't the Federal Elections Commission do it? Okay. In other words, Federal Elections Commission has more teeth. Okay. And both parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and all the other little parties, they need to have better vetting systems on that. They just, you know, um, so anyway, and of course, Biden won for the Democratic side, he won the Nevada primary and Trump won the Nevada primary. But Nikki Haley did a good showing. She did like 35%, which is pretty good for her. So we'll see how this goes for as far as Super Tuesday goes. And these people that vote for him, they shouldn't vote for him. They should vote for her just to cut him out. Okay? He has no business running for president because of all 91 counts against him, criminal cases against him. So, um, and then you have the people like Fox and everything else saying they're glomming onto President Biden's age. I'm sorry, but we all get old, okay? They're forgetting they're going to get old too, okay, the reporters. And I love Biden when he snaps back at this one reporter and really embarrassed the guy. And this, I saw in the video, you can't really see it, but you could tell the gal that's standing next to this Fox reporter, she was about ready to put an elbow to him, tell him to shut up, you know. Because the guy was not being respectful at all, okay? Sure, many of us have our off days, you know, we forget something or we're trying to, oh, what's the word? We're trying to reboot because, you know, our brains are busy all the time. We're thinking all the time. We're making decisions almost all the time, except when we go to bed. Of course, when we go to bed, decisions are being made while you're asleep. So, it's an ongoing thing because you're living, okay? Um, let's see, let me check something. Okay. Anyway, feel free to, I'm getting ready to sign off because it's Friday. I need to get some lunch. Um, be sure to insist, persist, and push back. Encourage people to vote. Make sure that they're registered. I got my card, you know, this is what I get in the mail once a year. Just double check everything. And it's easy to change, if you moved, it's easy to go online and change your address online. Loki, what are you doing? What's your problem? He's having his zoomies. Anyway, be sure to check you're properly registered and all the information is correct. Now, Washington State, they do, we do mail and ballot. Much safer, much easier. Everything is secure. And the post office designates a, well, sometimes the uh, election offices here come around and collect all the ballots. But a lot of times the ballots are mailed in, and the post office will forward the ballots to the, set them aside, and the personnel from the election office come and pick up the ballots. So everything's pretty secure, okay? A lot of them do mail in through the slots, and there's ballot boxes, outdoor locked ballot boxes where you just throw your ballot in there, and the election workers will come by and pick up the ballots. You could do it that way. So I don't have one here in my apartment complex. So anyway, be sure to insist, persist, and push back. And also, one quick little announcement. I have revamped my store theme on my store. So I'm working on revamping everything on my store. So once it gets published, I will let you guys know. It's Ginger Store and More. I added some more products. I know I've been saying this for over a year, but I finally figured out what the problem was. And I got rid of the theme that was by Design Select that wasn't working very well. It wasn't really compatible. So I'm using Shopify's theme content, and I was able to move everything over very seamlessly. Okay. So anyway, whoops. Uh-oh. Come on, what's the matter with you? Okay, Facebook is having some issues. Okay, I will post this on my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys later. Okay? Love you all. Bye-bye.